And welcome you back here on the Big Time Sports Podcast show. And it is now time to bring in a special guest to the show. He is one of the members of Spire Academy's basketball program, and he is headed to Cleveland State here in the fall. It is alongside with a career at Shaker Heights. It is Daniel Young. Thank you so much, Daniel, for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Daniel, I mean, it's safe to say you guys have had a pretty impressive season at Spire so far. You guys end up posting 30 wins on the season, winning the first ever Ohio Prep Conference regular season title, and you're entering the LPC postseason as a number one seed in the tournament. So when you look back at this year where it's your post-grad season coming off of 4 years at Shaker Heights, I mean, what has this season been like, man? What has the growth been like? What has your relationship with the players and coaching staff been like? And what has your time in Geneva been like?
It's been fun. It's been a hard-working journey. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of ups and downs with each other. I'll say just connecting with them, all players from different walks of life, from different states, different countries. So just gelling together in a short span of 7 months, because we only have 7 months together. Usually, like in college or high school, you have about 4 years with somebody else, but we only have 7 months. So I'll say just building that bond, just being around each other all the time in Geneva, because it's not much to do, and just constantly working out with each other and just having fun.
Daniel, you mentioned building the bond with your teammates. How different is it for you to go to another school and get used to a new coach that is not your dad? We know your dad is the head coach at Shaker Heights. Was that a big difference for you at all? Was it tough to get coached by somebody else other than your dad after your high school career?
I wouldn't say it was hard. It was difficult, but I would say it was kind of new because, as you said, my dad was my coach, so it was a different type of coaching. So when I first got here, it was kind of rough at first. My coach got on me because I wasn't really playing defense at first, and he was just on me like in the preseason a lot. And I was like, "What am I doing wrong?" I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, but he was just telling me that I just have to play better defense. And when he got on me, I just kept playing better defense, and everything fell into the right place at that time after he got on me over and over. So I'll say, yeah, it took a little bit time to get used to it.
Well, Daniel, we kind of went over. We actually listened to the one Hoops Head podcast a couple weeks ago, which you made an appearance on with your father, and you kind of went over your guys' progress into going from Shaker Heights to Spire. But kind of take us and our viewers through. I mean, what was the process into following your career with Shaker, deciding to spend a post grad year at Spire to prepare yourself for college basketball, which will end up being at Cleveland State?
Yeah. So me and my dad, we came to the decision to do an extra year post grad, just to get bigger, faster, and stronger. So I won't make the mistakes as freshmen usually make, so I could play immediately next year or this upcoming season. So we just spend a lot of time just in the gym in the off season, just getting prepared, just being mentally prepared, being coached by a new coach. Because my dad told me, I'm not gonna be a coach anymore, so you got to get used to it. So just getting used to that, and I feel like he prepared me by getting on me a lot all the time, even though he was my dad. So it wasn't really that difficult making that change.
Now, I have two questions. First, does your dad still try to coach you at all?
Yes, he does. Yes, he always does. Like after the games, he always gets on me like, "Oh, you missed that shot right there. You missed that pass. Oh, you missed that assignment on defense." Like he's always on me, no matter what.
Probably won't ever leave him. You mentioned, go to Spire to get bigger, faster, stronger, and develop so you can start right away. Obviously, in the first question I asked, you said you've gotten better at defense. What else have you improved on in your game now to a spot where you think you'll be able to start and make an impact at Cleveland State once you enroll in Cleveland State next season?
Uh, Being more efficient with my shots, making what I take. I probably say that's the biggest difference because we have a lot of good guys on our team, a lot of D1 commits as well. So when you get the ball, just being very efficient and making what you really take. Because in college, you're not gonna shoot every shot. So when that ball comes your way, just being more efficient and just knowing when to attack. Because like in high school, you could just go whenever you want, but picking your spots and knowing the right reads. So I say I got way better than that.
Well, I got a pair of questions for you as well, Daniel. I mean, we mentioned the Cleveland State where you'll be playing in the fall. You chose that over reportedly a number of other schools, including Toledo, Ohio, and Miami. I think Belmont might have been in that mix as well. You mentioned during the Hoops Head pod, kind of a desire to stay close to home. Was that the main driving factor in your decision for the Vikings program, or were there some other ones in there as well?
It was some other ones. Coach Gates, the one that recruited me there, he's at Missouri currently. He just made me feel like I was at home, even though it's close to home. But it's him and the whole staff. It just felt like family when I went on that visit, and I just felt like they gave me a chance and they seen the vision in me, and I just felt like it was the best fit.
And then when Coach Gates, as you mentioned, took the job at Missouri, you have Daniel Thompson now as the head coach of the Vikings program. I mean, was there a sort of moment where you considered, oh, maybe I might want to reevaluate my choice? Because, you know, a lot of times when you see recruits sign with one coach and then they have to adjust to another, it doesn't always pan out that they go to those programs. Was there ever a point in your mind where you thought, oh, I might want to make a change, or was it always just Cleveland State 100%?
Almost deaf when Coach Gates told me the news. I felt a little bit uneasy, so I was kind of thinking like, oh, what do I do next? But then about a month or two later, Coach Robinson came to my house and did a house visit, and he talked to me and he wanted me to stay, and he convinced me, and he just felt very genuine. So uh, he made me stay, and I can't wait to play for him.
Now, have you been keeping a tab on Cleveland State this year? Obviously, they're having a very, very solid year over there in the Horizon League, third in the conference or tied for second in the conference right now, one game back of first. But has that success already had you a little bit excited to get there next fall and hopefully continue to build off that success?
Yes, I'm already excited. A lot of people always come up to me. They have been come up to me and saying they've been doing good, and a lot of people think I can make an immediate impact as soon as I come. So I'm excited to be there next year and hopefully win the Horizon League.
Kind of on that same vein, Daniel, is there any particular Vikings players that you're excited to be joining up with? I know that around the time you signed with Cleveland State, I think there was Ramar Pryor as well from Academy Vincent St. Mary that signed there at the same point. He's already gotten a season in college. Are there any particular players that you're really excited to be joining in the Vikings program?
I'll probably say Raymar because that was my AU teammate from fifth grade to ninth grade. So it's gonna be fun playing with my old AU buddy.
Daniel, Shaker Heights actually just came down to our area and played my alma mater, Jackson, just last Friday, a game and they won. Are you involved with Shaker Heights more so than just being a fan and watching for your dad? Like, does your dad bring you in at all and you help out with practice or help guys go through things? Or does he kind of keep you away from that maybe because you still know players in the program?
He still has me come down. Probably the first game of the season, I was on the bench helping coaching the players, just telling them what to do, some stuff, giving them key points. Sometimes I come down and practice with them, or just give them advice, like what to do, like what reads to make, like so they won't make the mistakes I made back in high school. So they just know what to do and be advanced next year. Like I've been helping out the younger guys a little bit, just helping them.
Well, Daniel, one of the big successes, I'm sure, from your high school career at Shaker was winning the Lake Erie League championship in your last year. The Shaker Heights program did move from the LEL to the Greater Cleveland Conference this past spring. Was there any comments your dad ever made about the move, or was it kind of just, business as usual?
He told us that last year. He said next year, this year, currently was going to be the last year being in the LEL. They were going back to the GCC. So we already knew it was in the works. So we were just prepared for it. He was prepared for it as well. Oh, yeah. And so in the LEL, he told me this was my last year. So he wanted to go out with a bang. And we did that. And we won the LEL.
Now, Shaker has some pretty notable alumni, yourself included, but along the likes of Terry Rozier, Kid Cudi, MGK, Paul Newman, and you've referenced Terry Rozier and some things we found. Is that a player you look up to or try to model your game, or do you model your game after anybody else?
Yeah, I try to model my game a little bit after Terry. He comes down from time to time in the summer. I had a workout with him this past summer, him and Derek Jones and Kyra Lewis for the Pelicans. And he just gave me advice, and I asked him, what do I need to work on till I get to that level? And he said, in the NBA, they really look for if you can shoot a deep ball three. So working on extending my range from three. And if you can hit a shot, you'll make a lot of money in the league. And just trying to pick his brain a lot and just playing against him and working out. That's a different type of level I'm trying to get to. And I try to model my game. I'll probably say Russell Westbrook, like attacking wise, like getting to the paint and his mentality just always going hard. I always admired that. and a little bit of Trey Young. I watch Trey Young a little bit.
You mentioned Trey Young there. We got a couple of questions as well that aren't just all about, you know, you and you're playing basketball. I mean, what did you think of the Hawks ended up signing Quinn Snyder to a deal? You think the Hawks can turn it around before the start of these playoffs?
I think so. Quinn Snyder's a pretty good coach. If I'm familiar, he was at Utah right before
Yeah. Yep.
he signed. So yeah, that was a good sign. So I think they'll do pretty good for the years to come.
Now, we also have on here that you believe that Xbox or PlayStation is a vital part of a man's childhood. Which side of that are you on? Are you team Xbox or team PlayStation?
I'm PlayStation. I've been PlayStation since I was a little kid, so I got a little PlayStation. Yeah.
What are some of the games you really like playing on there?
I like playing Madden. I'm really good at Madden. I'll say that. I like playing Call of Duty. A little bit of 2K. I used to play 2K, but I'm over it right now. I don't really like it right now.
Yeah.
And I used to, back in the old days when I was younger, NCAA football was my favorite game of all time. So can't wait for that to come back next. So that should be fun.
Which variations do you remember? Which variations of NCAA football, like the cover athletes or anything that you had?
I had the one with Barry Sanders and RG3, and then the one with Denard Robinson. Those are my two favorites. Yeah, those are my two favorites.
Those are classics, man. That's cool. I really like that. I wanted to talk about you with this one because I saw a couple of tweets you liked and retweeted. Are you a Cincinnati Bengals fan, perchance, or you just kind of like some of the players on that team?
Oh yeah, I'm a Bengals fan. I've been a Bengals fan since AJ and Andy Dalton. Yep.
Yeah. So with that, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is going to be the situation involving wide receiver T. Higgins? Do you think there's going to be a trade in the mix? Do you think they're eventually going to give him his pay? Because there's a lot of guys on that team that are very good that still are going to be trying to get their money soon.
I feel like it would be dumb to not re-sign them or extend them. So hopefully they extend them. But I know we can't pay everybody. I know we're probably not going to re-sign Jesse Bates. So I'm guessing hopefully they re-sign him. I don't know why they're talking about trading him, because that's a big asset to open up Jamar Chase. Or if Jamar Chase, they're focused on him, we have T. Higgins. So to be honest, I'll probably let go of Tyler Boyd because he's a little bit on the older side in NFL years. But hopefully we keep T. Higgins.
Daniel, my last question for you, and I like to ask basketball players this. You say you model your game after some, doesn't necessarily mean that's your favorite player. But when it comes to the all-time debate that everyone likes to talk about, the GOAT, who is your GOAT in terms of basketball?
I got to say LeBron, because I've seen him play. Like, I haven't seen Michael Jordan ever play, so I can't say he's the GOAT. So for my era, I'll say LeBron's the GOAT, because I've seen him play live, seen him on TV, 3-1 lead, came back. So I got to say LeBron.
You mentioned the coming back from a 3-1 lead. Are there any particular like moments from growing up where you saw LeBron play, whether it was in person or on TV, where you thought, wow, this is like this guy?
I'll probably say, I think I was in 7th grade or 8th grade when they played the Wizards, and Kevin Love threw that full court, and he did a fadeaway on the wing and hit the backboard. I was like, what? And then I'll probably say the one, I think they're playing the Pacers. He got it in the middle of the free throw line and did a fadeaway. It was like unreal. I was like, yo, nah, he's that guy. So I would say that,
Quite amazing stuff. And well, Daniel, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us here today. And we wish you the best of luck, not just with this upcoming tournament play, but obviously your upcoming career with Cleveland State. And who knows where that goes moving forward. But thank you once again for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.